Hello, this is Kakkmaddafakka, and this is some questions for Katrin. Ping pong. Totally should have gotten a sequel.
I almost didn't have a really good comeback to this one, because I only want to talk about books I really like and that are therefore on my In Bed With Goodreads account. And going through the list of those novels, somehow nothing really stood out to me. But I recently listened to Fatherland by Robert Harris, which for reasons that I will elaborate later is not on that list. Fatherland leaves off at a point where you easily could have created a second novel about the power of the press versus the state or versus dictatorships. I totally would read that.
Author who totally should write more books.
Ruth Ozeki. I just totally fell in love with her books and her writing, as I elaborate further in my March wrap-up.
Character who totally should have ended up with someone else.
I don't know, maybe Romeo should have fallen in love with Tybalt and then their parents could have bonded in a gay parent support group.
Totally should have ended differently.
And here we come back to Fatherland, because there's a point towards the end of the book where Robert Harris uses such a stupid trope that doesn't do its main character any justice that it really destroyed the book a bit for me. So maybe not totally should have ended differently, but should have gotten the main character Marge to the showdown situation that concludes the book differently.
Totally should have had a movie franchise.
So I'm running around with a great idea for the TV show for quite some time now, and at some point I thought I could just dip into screenwriting because, hey, other people with no experience have done it before. So I bought some screenwriting books, and as an exercise I started writing a script for this German novel Bis ich sie finde by Karen Susan Fessel, which is about a lesbian transgender relationship and would totally make for an Oscar movie. And then things happened in my life that needed to be taken care of and this project got abandoned. But I stand to my opinion that this would make a killer Oscar movie. So if you want my notes, get in touch, Hollywood. And there's still this idea for the TV drama show. So if you happen to be a screenwriter and totally into independent music and veganism, get in touch even more urgently. Another novel that instantly stood out to me was Going Out by Scarlett, one of my favorite authors. And I think this could make for a hilarious movie.
Totally should have had a TV show.
My idea for a TV show, of course, but besides that, Die Mitte der Welt, or The Center of the World by Andreas Steinhöfel, which is actually coming out as a movie soon. The novel, and especially its setting, is just so magical and there are so many exploitable characters in here. This show could run like forever.
Totally should have kept the original covers.
Basically every book that got a tie-on cover after it was made into a movie, or every novel that was first published with a beautiful design and then the reprint suddenly has a real person's photo on it. I mean, why do people do that? Caroline, my favorite booktuber, is stating that perfectly in this video. And I'm still crying over my old edition of Robin Benway's Audrey that I lent to someone and never got back, because my edition looked like this. Colorful, beautiful, fantastic. And when I rebought it, I got that. I mean, why?
Totally should have stopped at book 1.
Oh, that's an easy one. Definitely The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson from the Mistborn series. I totally love the first book, and the second and the third book were just so dragged out and stupid and I don't even know, and I was so annoyed. I almost gave up on Sanderson then and there, but my go-to person for book recommendations convinced me to give him another chance, and see, the Reckoner series even ended up in my favorite book list and in my December wrap-up. Thanks so much to Kakkmaddafakka for taking the time to read this for me. You should totally check them out, especially live. It's a party.
Young you.